Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Should I bring these guys out?
Let's do it.
All right, fabulous. Well, one of the most poetic and sensitive and intelligent people I've ever met, my co-writer Betty Brandes. Can you please come out here? Hello. And then we've got a fabulous cast: Michael Workea, Tess Weinstock, True Mullen, Mel Ottenberg. I'll slow down a bit, sorry. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, you cute guys, alright. Isaac Powell, Rachel Sennett, Kate Morant, Hayley Benson Gates, Julie Demetriou, Rosanna Arquette, Alexander Skarsgård. And Charli xcx. Hello, gang. Hi. Hi. All right. Hello.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Aiden, I'm going to start with you.
Cool. Hello.
Welcome to Sundance.
Thank you so much.
It's great to have you here.
Thank you.
I was thinking as I was rewatching the movie tonight of this notion of end of an era, and obviously we're thinking about that here at the festival. Maybe start us with kind of that point. Let's talk about the collaboration on the script and how you sort of wanted to tackle that notion of the end of something. And then I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the notion of mockumentary as well.
For sure. I mean, hey, we were in a really interesting position to be kind of creating a story and writing a script kind of in the midst of the kind of tail end of Brat Summer, which is what this film's about. We were in a really fortunate position in that working with Charli means working with an artist who is incredibly honest about everything. And it's in her work and it's so obvious in her work. But even then, it's still so incredible and surprising that she was so willing to be so vulnerable and share so much of herself. And of course, I knew Charli in a really personal way, and Bertie actually hadn't met Charli until kind of just before we started filming. So we had this really interesting way of seeing both a really kind of interior journey for Charli, and then also seeing it kind of as an outsider, seeing it from a kind of cultural point of view. And so yeah, I mean, it's hopefully, obviously this film is about Charli and about the end of Brat Summer, but hopefully everyone can in some way find how it relates to them and the terror of letting something go, even when you know you're supposed to.
So I was thinking about this notion of mockumentary. Someone recently called this, I guess in a sort of nod to Rob Reiner, this is a Spinal Brat. But I was thinking about that idea of like that kind of mockumentary, but then also I was thinking about like documentaries that I've seen about sort of behind the scenes at a tour. I was thinking about Truth or Dare. Tell me about some of the influences that you guys were talking about, whether in the script writing process or we're going to go down the line in a minute, some of the references you might have been thinking about as you were conceiving of the sort of pace, the frenetic energy, the look and feel of the piece, the film.
I mean, you're totally right. I think this film wouldn't exist without people like Rob Reiner and Spinal Tap. And so, we had a really amazing plethora of films to draw from that kind of were about something real, but not quite. But no, I think something that was exciting for us, we had a lot of British comedies to draw on, and I think we've got some amazing British comedians in this film. And but we also wanted to combine those references with something that felt cool and fresh and sort of weird and also beautiful, we hope. So really finding that intersection hopefully gave it something new.
I mean, there's moments for me when I'm watching and I'm almost thinking there's horror elements to me at times.
Totally. I really was thinking about Black Swan a lot. Neil and I are over there.
Sure.
That was really, it's in the run up to a big show, women loses their sense of self. So, that was kind of related.
So we'll go down the line, but in mockumentary, I think what can make mockumentary so funny is that as an audience member, you're trying to find the moments of what might be true and also where the truth is sort of exaggerated. So maybe starting with Charli and working down the line, I would love to just, for folks who want to jump in on this, hear maybe sort of what your own reference points were for finding the grounding sort of moment for your character, and then sort of how you would exaggerate the reality. Did you have specific references or specific ideas that you were thinking about as you were portraying the role as scripted?
Well, I'm obviously quite related to my character, so I had a lot of inspiration to pull from. I would like to think I'm not as much of a nightmare as Charli in the film, but my real managers are in the audience and they probably know the true answer to that. And I know that sometimes I do give them a bit of a hard time, and I think for me those more spiral moments that we see in the film, like I have been there, like I think I am as an artist, like quite a volatile person. So, and nice though, I am quite nice too. So, right? Right.
Yes, confirmed.
Too fucking right. But I think having been in the music industry for since I was 16, it's like I've gone through various different stages in my career where I felt on top of the world, where I felt like an absolute piece of shit on the ground. Like I've really gone through it all, and I've also met like different versions of like all of the characters within this film. I've met the people who are truly kind of like rooting for you, riding for you, no matter what, even if you are an arsehole. I've met the people who are kind of like in it to be close to the artist. I've met the sort of people who are so like, we totally get you, and they're like, they really don't, I've met all of them, and so I think for me, I've had a lot of practice reacting to all of those different kind of characters in my real life, and so I think I was just drawing from that, really. But yeah.
Thank you, Charli. Who wants to pick up on that? Maybe a couple other folks would jump in. I'm looking at Rosanna Arquette right now.